Yeah, she like, boy, you better not cheat. I'm like, chill, it's how it gotta be. That's why I gotta leave. I smoke the blunt. Damn, get off my diesel. Damn, get off my diesel. Damn, diesel. Damn, diesel. Damn, diesel. Damn, diesel.
This my shit. This nigga hard. The beat goes so hard.
Play this song and turn it with my low man. And my real name Max. And I really got plaques, yeah. Double digits, no cap. I'm a real plaque boy Max. Plaque boy Max. Plaque boy Max. Plaque boy Max. I'm the real plaque boy Max. In the crib counting on my plaque. Don't wait, leave me to the chat.
All right, let's hope this reaction don't get me canceled today. I found this video very, very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm like, should I react to this? I don't know. It's a sensitive topic, but I'm going to react to it. And hopefully I don't get canceled for it. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hi. First chat. First time chatter. I love that. That means you're new here. Hi. Listen. If you like the stream, just go ahead and give me a follow. That'd be nice. I'm trying to get to 160 followers. I'm like 3 off, bro. 3. But I'm very feel. You feel really good? You feeling good today? Is that what we mean? I really want to get this video started, so let's turn the music off. It's like a 40-minute video. Okay, let's get into it.
I wouldn't say that you're obese, okay. But it's like medically, you know.
So like for example,
you're medically obese though.
No,
yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12.
Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear? Is everything good? Can we hear? Hey, Davis. Hi, Davis. How's it going?
I'm John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between fit women and fat women. And a friendly reminder, if you are writing a hate comment, you are part of the problem. Our first prompt is, your physique is in your control. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Thank you, Davis.
I have a question.
Wait, let's rewind that. I'm like not... Wait, let's rewind that. Thank you so much, Davis. I love that. I'll be working on that shit.
John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between fit women and fat women. And a friendly reminder, if you are writing a hate comment, you are part of the problem.
Absolutely.
Our first prompt is, your physique is in your control.
Yes.
Will the agreeers please step forward?
I agree.
I have a question. When you mean physique, can you specify like what exactly are you trying to?
I think physique is like the shape and size of your body. Why were you hesitant?
Because, you know, there's a lot of different illnesses around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's going to be healthy for them. To me, personally, I do feel like I can be at a better place. I'm working on it, and that's my goal. So.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that definitely people have ailments, there's different diseases and all that, but I think at the end of the day, what you can do, the best physical peak for your personal body is in your hands. You may not look like someone you want to look like, your ideal situation, but you can optimize your body to be the highest performance that you think that you can get to.
Agreed.
When I first started working out, I lost 60 pounds, and that included just counting calories. I didn't have to work out as hard. I did the treadmill. I went at an incline, and I just walked the whole time, watching a movie and just walked. I just made healthier choices.
That's what it takes,
mindful about what I put inside my body.
Like you put in that effort, right? You made those conscious decisions to walk on the treadmill.
Hi, Corey.
Calories. You were super exact with everything, and that's how both of you guys were able to lose so much weight, right? So
okay, is it hard to eat healthy in America? No. Yes or no? If you want like say you're busy and I don't know, say you just got off work and you're trying to find something to eat because you don't feel like coming, say you don't feel like coming home at night and cooking and you're trying to just find something healthy to eat. It's hard to find something healthy with good macros to eat. It is. Like other than fried foods, it really is. But I feel like if you meal prep, if you buy, like, I feel like a simple meal that you can eat with a good amount of macros, like good carbs, good protein, and good fats, it's like chicken, broccoli, and rice, or ground turkey, ground beef, broccoli, and rice. So fucking simple. And the macros on that meal is so amazing. There's no excuse as to why you cannot eat healthy. No excuse. It is hard as far as fast food, but it's no excuse. Yeah, it's just more expensive too. But even if you want to buy or eat something that is quick, like it's not that expensive. It's really not. As far as like ground beef or ground turkey and some rice and vegetables, it's boring. I think it's just more boring, and people don't want boring. You want sausage, you want this, you want that, and it's just more boring. Like healthier food is just more fucking boring, but it's not the most difficult thing to do in the world.
Your control. It's just
Excuse
that
me.
nobody wants to put the effort in.
Just so we can invite the disagreeers, that's a great point to bring in our disagreeers. Whoever wants to pick up where we just left off.
I want to hear the
So,
disagreeers.
while of course there are aspects that I think you can control about your physique, I
Yep.
think there are more things that are out of your control. Like, it is so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat like crap. If I go to the grocery store and I just want to
It's only so much more expensive when you want to eat on the outside, like eat outside foods. Yes, what she's about to say, when I go to the grocery stores and to pick from the healthier food, yeah, it's going to be a little more expensive as far as getting vegetables. Like, yeah. However, rice, ground beef, ground turkey, and some vegetables. It's boring. Y'all just don't want boring food. It's very fucking boring, but it's healthy. It's fucking healthy. You know what's expensive? Going to Chick-fil-A all the time. Going to Chick-fil-A 2 times in a day. Going to Chick-fil-A 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times in a week. 10 times in a week. That's expensive. That shit's fucking expensive. Ordering DoorDash is expensive. Rice, broccoli, ground turkey, that's not expensive. And it lasts us a very fucking long time, too.
just want to buy a bunch of frozen meals, that's going to be so much cheaper than me going and buying fresh produce and fresh fruit and everything.
I disagree.
Highly disagree.
I disagree too.
Why do you disagree?
The prepackaged foods, the frozen ones, way more expensive. I've been on a budget, eternally. I always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I
Yup.
agree with you on that, but
Yup.
I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2. Where if I want
Where are you getting that from?
Like depending on what
A frozen meal for $1 and $2 that's gonna actually fulfill you. Where are you getting that from in today's economy?
$10.
So you'll get more.
Yes, but still, you have to think from people
Exactly.
who have like no money and they're thinking like, oh, I can get.
I've had no money. I've had $12
Same.
for a week's amount of food.
Yup.
I hear both. I
Yup.
think that you definitely, in the short-term mindset, it is cheaper. You
Yeah.
go to a fast food restaurant, they have like a $1 menu. I think they've
Yeah.
even increased the $1 menu now. So
It's no dollar menu. It's no dollar menu.
So that's valid, I think, but I think it's killing us in the long term. Like, it's like that short dopamine effect, the dopamine where you're like, oh, I just need something right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
I also did want to, just touch on other than like food costs, like there's also privilege when it comes to like having time to cook stuff.
Definitely,
Like if you work a
100%,
full-time job, if you have kids and stuff, a lot of the time it's just easier. You don't have the time.
Advocate. Meal prep. Meal prep.
Energy. Like I enjoy cooking, but it's a lot of work sometimes. And
It's not a lot of work to make some rice. Shit, you can get a rice cooker. Rice, ground beef, vegetables. Make a big ass pot of like collard greens. And that shit, if you're like by yourself and if you're single, that shit's gonna last you a long time, bro. That's just gonna last. And they don't go spoiled in a fridge if you put them there for like 5 days or whatever. Put them in a container. Heat that shit back up. You know what I'm saying? Food can be addictive. Food can be addictive. However, discipline and learning how to control yourself. Trust me, I know.
and it's much easier for me to just like go through the drive-through. And then also privilege when it comes to like your mental health. When you are depressed, when you're struggling to even
I agree
like,
to that.
get
I
through
agree.
the day.
Because depression can
It
make you
be
binge
really
eat.
hard to
I
have that
understand.
motivation to eat well, to move your body and stuff. So for then when people are like, oh, well, why aren't you working out? It's like, dude, I can barely even get out of bed. So,
I
like,
agree.
please stop.
I agree to that part.
I just
I
want
agree
to
to
say
that
that
part.
I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with it. So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult for me to lose the weight and control what I want my physique to look like. It's just so much harder. It's not impossible, but it is.
We can fix it.
It's something
and we
that
can
can
fix
be
it.
fixed.
PCOS, we can fix
Sorry
it.
to cut y'all off, but Brie, I just wanted to hear from you.
Before she speaks, I do want to say that for people that have like disorders and eating disorders or like health problems as far as losing weight or gaining weight, it's not impossible, like she said. Where there is a will, there is a way. It's just going to be that much harder, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. I know a couple people that has lost weight and have PCOS. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. Okay, it's very much possible. It just takes a certain level of discipline and motivation.
The question, like, your body is in your control. I just think it is not 100% in your control. To say it's like black and white, you can change it or you can't, is just crazy. It's just so nuanced. I really appreciate you bringing up like the food access that you have, the knowledge access, your socioeconomic status. I go to the gym, I sit there, and I'm like, if only everyone had access and the free time to do this. I'm sure so many other people would love to do that, but people are struggling. They need to pay their rent. They can't just allot that time. They need to prioritize. And I think that's ultimately what is really sad. Everyone would love to take care of themselves.
I disagree.
I disagree because, I'm sorry, I keep pausing it, but I'm so passionate about this topic. I disagree because if you had time to spend watching fucking Love Island, that same time, you don't even need a fucking gym membership. You can be in the house doing some jumping jacks. Be in the house and buy some dumbbells and do that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did without having a gym membership, without even going to the gym. I was 1 month postpartum, and I was at home using dumbbells, doing jumping jacks, doing like on the floor ab workouts and stuff like that. So if you can sit here and spend that time to like watch shows, watch Netflix, binge all these fucking shows and stuff on Netflix, you can take the time to be physically active as well. You know what I'm saying? You don't, and for the, not everyone has the money for a gym membership or whatever. If you want to say that, you can go home. You can walk outside, for God's sake. Like, I really don't want to hear that excuse, bro. I really don't. This is just people making excuses for themselves. And I don't like that.
There's some of us who are on the fit side that don't have that privileges. I wake up at 4 a.m., have a full-time job.
Thank you.
I get it done.
Thank you.
At the end of the day,
Thank you.
It doesn't matter. I want to be the highest version of myself, the most evolved version, and she has to show up.
And if she keeps making excuses.
No, I make my life allow
exactly.
it. I surround myself with that.
But other people don't have the possibilities that you have.
They do. They just
not everyone. No. And I also think there's something to be said.
Gotta put the effort in. That's it.
But I also think too.
Effort.
Like,
It's an
let's say,
effort.
For example, you're a teenager and you're like 500 pounds.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
work that you need to do to remedy that is ungodly. Like, that's really challenging. That's a hard
How
thing
did
to
you
do
get-
for
I
anybody.
agree.
As
All
opposed
right,
to
I'ma
like me,
shut up.
I was really skinny and
shut
then I
up.
decided, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym. I put on my weight. The results are showing. It looks like I'm working super hard. I make these choices like go girl.
Right.
But that is not the same accessibility that someone can make that change for themselves in different circumstances.
I agree.
So
My
I think
only
that is,
caveat is it's hard for both, but it can be done, is my point.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think it's
you.
hard
Thank
to meet
you.
Someone who's overweight trying
could
to
be
lose that
done.
weight. In my opinion.
But do you believe that it can be done?
I believe it can be done.
There we
believe it
go.
can be done, but
There we
I
go.
think empathy
It can be done.
and compassion for the different circumstances that may stop someone from doing that is necessary. To see like, oh, get
No
up.
one said we didn't have the, oh, I hate that victim card. I hate it. No one said we did not have the empathy for the person that can't easily do it. No one said we didn't. We're just saying it can be done. I hate the victim
Ask and,
card.
like, do all this,
No one said
which you're
that.
not saying, but I'm saying
Exactly,
some
no one
people,
said that. Thank you.
commenters
Myron's
might be
not in
saying
this
that.
episode.
Well, she's not talking about people in commenters. She did not just say that, so you don't have to add other people to the mix.
There is a spectrum for your body. Our height isn't under our control. Our fat distribution, our
Absolutely.
bone density, our muscle density, our metabolism.
Yes,
These are all things that make up who we are. But in that spectrum of health, absolutely, we can change who we are with what we got. right?
Absolutely.
We'll stop right there and move on to the next.
It definitely can be done. Thank you, Corey.
Body positivity
I agree.
can
Thank you so much,
promote
Corey.
Unhealthy habits. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I agree to this because it definitely could.
I think blind body positivity can be harmful if it's just like always like don't ever consider any possibility that you could change something or improve your quality of life. Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's where it can get kind of toxic.
Yep.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity is encouraging yourself to accept you're gonna transform eventually. When you're 40, when you're 50, you're gonna get wrinkles, you know, all these things. So yeah, definitely body positivity should have taken another route instead of just saying it's for bigger people, because it's not. It's for all the variety of people that need to accept you're changing.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme.
Okay, I agree.
think body positivity was created because there wasn't a space for people who could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now. And
Like, women come in all shapes and sizes, right? And every woman is beautiful. And I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way that you look, you know, wake
Absolutely.
up feeling your best. But I feel
Absolutely.
like, especially on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where there's like obese women promoting body positivity, and it's like, I wouldn't want like my
What's
kid.
obese for you?
Like an unhealthy lifestyle.
No,
like
but
overweight.
what do you mean
What's obese for you?
Obese, like a medic, like
for
medically
me,
obese.
if you see me, you
What's her
consider me
range?
obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but
Okay.
it's like medically.
So-
I need her to
So, like,
stand
So you're
on.
medically obese, though.
No,
Yes.
I've been medically obese.
She's not saying. She's like, "Oh, do you consider me obese?" And she's like, "I wouldn't consider it." Yes, you would. Let's stop. Let's stop. It's just staying on business. Obese. Like we can look up the definition of obese. Okay, let's just do that. Let's not. Is my shit even typing? I can't even see what's. Oh my god, my screen messed up. My screen messed up. Okay, it is. A medical condition characterized by an excessive accumulation of body fat. There we go. That's obese. Excessive accumulation of body fat. We don't have to sit here and act like, oh my God, we don't know what that is. Like, that's all it is. This looks excessive. I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to attack no one. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Well, does anybody here, would anybody here explain what they mean by medically obese? Just-
Exactly.
Like
At like when you go to the doctor.
Yeah, the BMI.
And you get weight on a scale, and they'll tell you, oh, you're a little bit overweight, or they'll say you're morbidly obese, you're
because of your
whatever
height.
thing. So like,
everything.
like if you look at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am technically considered obese.
So
by my doctor.
I like the girl in the pink a lot. She seems, first of all, she seems so fucking sweet and honest, and she's not delusional. You know what I'm saying? And I like her a lot. I like her. She seems so sweet. Yeah, she owns it. Exactly. Like, she's just honest with herself. But do you hear the way she talks? She sounds so sweet, and I just love that. I love that. Some people, you know, it's hard to accept certain things. It's really hard, and I do understand that. Trust me, I do get it. I'm not trying to attack anyone and make anyone feel bad. However, she's very, like, honest with herself, and that is the first step. That's the first step towards anything. You have to be real with yourself.
I was obese at, I think it's 30 BMI. Now, the BMI, have come to learn that it's a little bit tricky now.
Right. It's not the most accurate.
Right.
But that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so,
Yeah.
correct. But now that,
Yeah.
when I was a size 14, I was considered obese.
Mm-hmm.
It's smaller than we think.
I think an obese person, and this is not, calling absolutely anybody obese, but I think a person that can be considered obese will not be able to go on walks. They will lose their breath.
That's not true.
Because I am a person that I'm big, but like I said, I'm still able to go on hikes.
Thank you guys for the follow, by the way. Whoever's following me, thank you so much. Like, I'm like one follower away from 160, and that's the goal. I'm just trying to get to 160. But thank you so much, and then 200's next. But thank you.
Exercise. So if for the
you're-
doctors, I'm obese because
guys
of
are
the size
goated.
and the stuff that I am. For the doctors,
Yes.
for me, it is not the way that it works because an obese person, I've had friends who are skinnier than me. We go on walks and they're losing their breath.
So for you, obesity is just the
fact-
health parameter of how you.
We can all have our own definition of something, but the facts are facts, okay? The facts are facts. Obese is just obese. Like, now, out of shape is something different. Because a person, yeah, they say they're skinnier than you and they're out of breath faster than you are. You're just out of shape. Like, your cardiovascular health needs some fucking work. But, like, that, you know, you're still obese, you know? But, I don't know. That's just being out of shape. Because I remember I used to be out of shape. I couldn't fucking climb a mountain. And I was like, but, you know, that's just being out of shape. That's it. Like, you're not, that doesn't mean I'm, like, super unhealthy or anything. But I was just out of shape.
Physical you can be for you. It's not a physical manifestation of the body.
It's just a term.
When the doctor says that bad word, he's looking.
All right, let's read this comment. Let's read this chat. Right, being honest is the first step, and it's the start of the click in our mind when we make the change. There we go. Exactly. Being honest, being real with yourself. Because imagine you always being delusional. You would never move forward. No matter what, you would never move forward. If you sit in the mirror and you're like, damn, I know I'm obese, but fuck that shit. I'm beautiful. Like, I mean, I'm not to say you're not beautiful. Oh my God. But fuck that. Like, I'm skinny in my head. Like, I'm skinny. I'm thin. I don't care. I always fucking love yourself no matter what. No matter if you're obese, no matter if you're underweight, overweight, you're in shape. It doesn't fucking matter. But if you're deluding yourself, like, oh my God, I'm thin. Like, to me, in my eyes, I'm thin. Knowing that you're obese or overweight, how are you gonna actually fix yourself and become in shape, right? If you already think you're in shape, we gotta be honest with ourselves. You have to. Guys, this is just an example. I'm not super obese or anything like that. I do have some excess body fat on myself, right? And I'm 5'2", so I gather body fat really, really fucking fast because I'm short. It took me to take a picture in the mirror without my shirt on, and I turned around. It wasn't even a picture, it was a video. I turned around the video, did like a whole 360 to see I have these extra love handles, and that's not me to just keep fat like that. I had 2 rolls. I have a roll on each side of my back, and I was like, yo, I gotta cut. Imagine me literally thinking like, I'm a baddie, no one gives a fuck, I don't care. Like, no, I'm never gonna lose that weight. And this is how it starts. Now, if I wasn't real with myself and honest, like, yo, you got these rolls in your back, girl. Like, you need to attack that now before it gets worse. You see what I'm saying? You got to be real with yourself. Right. In 2021, I was 500 pounds. The guys, this is a comment the chat is putting. I'm putting this video on YouTube, so I want them to understand. They're not going to see the comments. So chat is saying, right, in 2021, I was 500 pounds, and now I'm 330. I know I still have much work, but man, I came a long way. Congratulations. That's what I like to fucking hear. So what, you got so much work to do. Okay, that's cool, but you already lost so much fucking weight, and I know that was hard for you. 500 to 330 is fucking insane. Round of applause to you, bro. That's W, bro. W. That's a huge fucking W. That's some motivation if I seen it. Oh my God. All right, let's get back to the video though. I'm proud of you though. I don't know you, but I'm proud. I love hearing shit like that. Like, I'm so passionate about everything. It just makes me smile. Like, I'm so fucking happy to hear.
A chart.
That's really good.
How many people have been bad diagnosed?
But listen, he's not saying.
I'm just come back and screenshot that chat.
You can't walk up that hill.
I've had doctors say that to me.
You go. I have that.
I've had doctors say that to me.
I'm obese, and I can still walk up that hill. And that's what's fabulous about it, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're ill, but also down the road, absolutely, it's going to mean you're ill. You're lucky with your genetics currently. Down the road, it's not going to be the same story.
But this is the thing, you think they're genetics, but since I was really young, I'm active. I'm an active woman.
I never said you're not active.
No, I know, but I'm just responding to what you're saying. I know you're not saying that I'm not active. I'm responding to what you're saying about the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I have had doctors tell me that.
Tell you what?
That I'm obese and that I cannot exercise, that why am I not exercising, why am I not doing the effort. There's doctors that have bad diagnosed me for things that I've never had. And I've gotten medicated for things that I've never had. So it's like,
right. Well,
it's different.
They're killing us too. So
just we went down a tangent from
Yeah.
that. I wanna.
Oh my God, you've been
we're
saying
talking
that.
about we're talking about body positivity, whether we think it promotes unhealthy habits. We're gonna bring in our disagreeer.
Oh my God.
And then continue the convo.
Yeah.
So I didn't step forward because
I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think there is like the minutest people who are doing that. The vast, vast majority, I do not think promote obesity. Body positivity, to me, is just loving your body, accepting your body how it is, and not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day because you're 400 pounds and hate yourself. Like, you know, I don't think anybody should be hating themselves. So that, to me, is what body positivity is about. And it's
all right, Davis.
about equality.
Have a good one.
In how people are treated. Like, for example, Lizzo gets called out so much on oh my God, she's out there with her ass and stuff. Like, ugh, it's so disgusting. But Chappell Roan, who, God, I love Chappell Roan, was at Gov Ball and came out as Statue of Liberty and had her ass out, did not see a single person online saying, oh,
that's a lie. People was attacking her for that, actually.
It's a double standard. People inherently
it's not a
seek
double
fat bodies and don't think they should be seen in society.
I actually disagree with that because I do see people hating on Chappell Roan.
Yeah, they definitely did.
The way that she looks and her outfits, and there's going to be hate on both sides.
Oh, of course, there's going to be hate, but I meant like the volume of hate that Lizzo gets compared to Chappell Roan. Like, I would say, like, it's much smaller. Like, I just you constantly hear about like Lizzo, and you know.
I have a question. I have a question about Lizzo. Okay,
Always comes back to Lizzo.
One of the
She's lost weight too.
I know.
She's lost a lot of weight right now.
One of the few times I saw her streaming, she had this gorgeous cake was gifted to her, enormous. Went in with it with a fork and was eating constantly and talking to the camera while she was streaming. The volume of the cake that she ate, I just went, oh my God, how many people are watching this? This is absolutely, it was a horrible representation. I hated every moment of it. What do you have to say about that?
Well, my question would be, if there was a thin person doing that, would you have had that same reaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Then,
Yes.
I think it's more about, like, she's not promoting obesity by eating cake on camera.
That's still a bad fucking example, though. Somebody asked me, what do I think about Lizzo? To be honest with you, I don't. I don't know these celebrities. Like, I'm not a person that's like in celebrity lifestyles or anything like that. They don't even pop up on my For You page, really. The only person that does is SZA, because I love SZA. And I mean, that's really it. I don't really know too much about Lizzo, but the information I do know is that she's a mean person and she's not a good example for the body positivity community. She promotes a lot of like, oh, okay, it's okay to be like overweight, it's okay to be obese. She promotes a lot of stuff like that, which causes women to not want to get better. And there's nothing wrong with accepting yourself, but you do have to be real with yourself to become better, if that makes any sense. So I don't know, anyone that's promoting unhealthiness, I don't fuck with that. I just straight up don't fuck with that at all. Eating a cake, a big ass cake in front of, like, that's just unhealthy no matter who the fuck is doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I leave sweets, especially like pies and shit. I take a couple bites and I leave it alone. Honestly, I'm not a sweet eating person, so you'll never catch me doing something like that. I like fruits more, and I love chocolate. I'm addicted to chocolate, so you put anything chocolate in front of me, then yeah. But as far as Lizzo, I just hear she's not a good representation or a good like leader or icon. Don't know too much about her though.
She's just, you know, eating cake.
But
on
if
camera.
she's the representation of body positivity and she's behaving this way, is that promoting
Have
a
you
negative
noticed
light?
that she just posted a video that she lost weight? Like
No,
that
no,
was,
absolutely
oh,
don't.
yeah.
I
She just
absolutely
posted
not.
a video
I
and she
absolutely
lost
did not.
weight. You can see the difference.
Because I don't want her in my algorithm.
So it was just probably that one day that you saw her doing that, but that doesn't identify her as a whole person.
Yeah, in defense of Lizzo, not a sentence I want to read.
Leo, hi Leo.
It's like, oh, here's a green smoothie that I got, or here's me with my salad, or like, here I am at the gym. I think there is this weird stigma where people that are overweight have to be perfect all the time. They can never just like, you know, just have a cake. And I agree, it's foraging. I agree, it's not great. Listen, I'm not saying that's great.
That was
not
too
great.
much.
But I'm saying that like this one instance of her doing this amidst all her other ones of her trying to be healthy.
Can I go on the opposite side of that? Like with Lizzo, there's like Eugenia Clooney. She's a very petite, tiny woman. Why are people saying, oh, good job, Lizzo, like good job for eating healthier? But like when Eugenia Clooney's like trying to eat something like.
But is Eugenia Cooney allowed to have #body positivity?
She does sometimes. So
Is she?
She promotes herself literally
What's good
wearing
with
like
you,
tiniest
gang?
outfits, showing her body.
That was my
I'm
whole
doing good, I'm
point.
doing
It's like
good.
these extremes are hijacking.
Just
it.
grinding.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're not
like,
good representation.
Yeah,
No.
that like the algorithm, they will push out the most extreme cases because they get the most views, and that's
Right.
what people want to see.
Yes, it's dangerous.
Including these conversations.
On
This one's pretty,
God.
pretty reasonable. All right, let's reset.
No matter who you are, there's no denying that
Hell
injuries
nah,
can really
bro.
put a damper on you. So to
Yeah, I know.
I have taken a weight loss drug. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I guess everybody's perfect.
I'm like trying to see like what do we define as drug?
Just
I think we're talking about the
Like
weight,
Ozempic?
Pills
yeah,
or
weight. Well, any
diet pills.
Any drug that you've taken.
He's like,
Wait,
it's
I'll-
kind of self-explanatory. Like,
Come on in. Let's hear your story. Tim.
I have used weight loss drugs before I knew the power of them in college and that you could get them over the counter, but they were incredibly strong. Probably needed to be controlled at that time, but I don't know. I was just so obsessed with my body size. I've pretty much my whole life, and that's just the culture, American culture that I was raised in and lived in, and so I would try drastic means, and I've done things that would just get you super wired. Even as an adult, once I figured out how to eat, I gained the weight back during the lockdown, like a lot of people did. And I go, gosh darn, I was so upset. And I took a prescription weight loss drug that was prescribed by a doctor, and I was able to drop the weight quickly. I used it as a biohack. I used it short term just to get the weight off, because once the weight is off, now it's on you. You have to know how to eat.
That's facts.
Yep, and this is absolutely recent.
Was
too.
it like Ozempic, something like that?
Phentermine. You can get it prescribed. It's a controlled substance. It's hardcore, but it takes the thought process out of your mind. That thing, that monster that always tells you you're going to get your next serotonin kick by that food, and you're hyper focused on eating, and it takes that monster, it stops talking. So now, when the monster stops talking, you go, I can control this. I can make changes in my lifestyle in order to make healthier decisions to keep the weight off that I just
Third eye
lost with this
hairstyle.
drug. And, you know, yeah.
I was like,
so
yo, what's up with the
desperate to lose
hairstyle?
weight. I was like on TikTok.
Interesting,
scrolling through,
interesting.
And like they were sharing like, oh, this drug does this and this is.
She sounds so
and I was
sweet.
Like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just
Facts,
blindly
that's
buy this thing.
First
and
time
shut up.
chat.
Such a horrible time.
What's good with you?
It was a pill that I took, and it like
This girl
suppressed
sounds
my
so
want to
sweet.
eat food. But it also like had some really bad side effects. Like when I would eat, I would feel sick after, and I realized like, oh, I'm feeling horrible all the time and having this energy low and like just feeling physically sick.
How long were you on it?
I was on it for 2 months maybe.
Did you lose weight?
I lost some weight, but as soon as I got off of it, I gained all of that weight back.
Yep.
I
You
gained
have to know what
all
to do
back.
once you're there.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
Exactly. It was like the crutch, and like you just relied on it so much, and then once it was gone, you had to do your own thing, and
You have to figure it out.
you had to figure it out. And the pill was doing all that for you, and then for me, I gained more weight than I lost when I was on it.
Let's bring in our disagreeers.
So I've heavily considered taking Ozempic, but I've decided not to because you either have to stay on that drug long term to keep those effects, or if you get off of it, most people are going to gain the weight back. So I'm no longer interested in anything that is not a complete lifestyle change. Like for me,
Okay,
I
I like that. I
over
like
the
that.
years that I would prefer to be fat and happy than thin and miserable. So like right now, I'm just trying to, eat less processed food.
What do you mean by that? Thin and miserable? Who the hell said because you thin, you miserable? Is she talking about? Okay, no, I'm shut up. Let's hear her
stay
out.
away from like sodas and stuff for the most part.
Let's hear her out.
But I will never count calories, like, or because to me that leads to disordered eating habits.
For you?
For me personally, yes. I'm not,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm
She
not
clarified
talking
that.
about everybody,
Okay.
but for me personally, and I do think
Okay.
for a lot of people, it can lead to disordered eating.
Kind of circling back to the topic about taking weight loss drugs.
Don't know about
Hell
that.
no, I would never take a weight loss drug. I worked really hard for my body, and I'm like a very big believer in that phrase. Like, if you wanted to, you could.
Yep.
Wouldn't you be so much happier if you lost the weight and you look back on it and it was like, yeah, like I did that.
Exactly.
You know, like
Yeah.
that was 100% all me. I didn't need no help. I didn't need no
Yup.
cheat codes. Like, this was the work that I put in, and I got the results that I wanted.
And that was
Yup.
the mindset that I wish that I had before I took the drugs.
Yeah.
Because like I was super naive. I was like 18 years old,
Right.
and I had no knowledge about anything.
To go back on the lady in the white dress,
And-
her right here, that said she's never gonna track calories. I think a lot of people are consciously they're scared to because they don't want to know the number of calories that they're actually eating. I think people run from that. It's because if you take that number, it sounds like she hates responsibility and accountability. Thank you. It sounds like she just wants people to feel sorry for her. You know what I'm saying? From the outside looking in, it takes discipline. Exactly. It takes discipline. I don't think people want that responsibility. They'd rather just be like, no, you know, oh my God, I just feel this way, I just feel that way. It's hard, I'm depressed. Like, these are easy cop-outs. I'm not saying that depression won't kick your ass. Depression, once again, I had PPD. Yeah, PPD. And when I had a kid, but guess what? 1 month postpartum, bro, I was in the motherfucking gym. I know not everyone's gonna do that. However, if you wanted it, you would. Okay? But people run from responsibility and accountability, like you said. Either that or they're just flat out being lazy. Exactly. Why don't you want to track calories? Like you said, you're being lazy. You're being lazy. It's either you're scared to know the information, because that's just probably gonna scare you, the amount of calories you really take in. Right? Or you're just lazy. Pure laziness.
And I was looking for a quick fix because all these people were telling me, oh, you need to lose weight, you need to do this and that.
I do like this girl right here in this pink with the jeans on. I like her a lot. Like, she's very realistic. I like her.
It was in my own household. So it was my family telling me this, along with my friends and everything.
Also, if you guys are enjoying the stream, if you didn't follow already, you know, I'll be very much grateful if you did. I'd be happy. I'd be a happy camper if you just, followed your girl. I'd be streaming. I try to stream like 4 times a week.
Like that.
It's a lifestyle change, ultimately. These are tools that you can utilize, but if you are not changing your lifestyle to go with it, then what will happen for you?
Right.
And so I think that's really ultimately what it is. If you're not ready to commit to the lifestyle change, using these tools is not going to help you.
When people do these quote unquote shortcuts, a lot of the time, like mentally, they're not there. So they lose the weight and then they're still like
not fixing the problem.
Exactly. It was this quick fix, and now that it's, they get off it, like everything mentally, like that they were at when they were at a bigger weight is still there because they didn't put in that mental work, like doing it on their own.
For example,
we gotta reset. The next one. I'm getting the signal.
All right. Let's read chat real quick. Right, I had to learn the difference between being full and stuffed and understanding eating for fuel. Just eating what I like and it killing me long term. Yeah, she is very forthcoming. Exactly. Did you see your first comment though? Yes. You gotta understand the difference. That's what I'm understanding myself now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not super obese or overweight. But I seen them back rows and I seen them rows and I was like, all right, stomach was coming over my fucking underwear shit a little bit. I had to calm that shit down, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand you don't need to be full all the time. You gotta eat enough for fuel, like you said. You don't need to be full all the time. You don't need to sit here like, oh my God, like I ate all I can eat. Like I just can't eat no more. You should not be feeling like that all the time. Like barely ever. You should never be feeling like that, really. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, you get a fucking pass. On the holidays, you get a pass. But you should never always be feeling like, oh my God, I had a nice ass breakfast. I'm super full now. Like, you're not even going to have the energy to do anything else. You're going to want to lay down. Trust me, I know. You're going to want to lay your ass down after feeling like that. So I agree, Chad. I agree.
Fit women are more attractive than fat women. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I would definitely agree. Fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows that I'm hardworking, so I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated. She put in the work, and that could be an attractive quality that men see in me. I would definitely go for like a more muscular guy. So that kind of shows that we have
that's
something
what she's
in common,
saying.
something that we can work on together.
I see what she's saying.
Gym dates.
Yeah, gym dates, for sure.
Yeah, I see what she's saying, but I wouldn't like. Okay, so let me put it like this: there's two sides to this, because overall, like let's be real. If you would love to have a slim waist and a fat booty, or a nice little slim booty, nice slim arms. Like that's like okay, that's like the goal that a lot of us, especially as women, we work towards. Like we want to slim down. That thunder is loud. Oh my God. If stream cuts off, probably because like my electric went off. It sounds like it's about to thunderstorm. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It seems like that's like the goal physique we all want. Slim waist, nice like glutes or whatever, slim arms. So as far as that and that consciously being the goal that we all work towards, I can see people seeing that as more attractive. However, if you've ever been to Miami, it's a lot of plump looking women that are very, very much attractive out there. Okay. Not to say that just because you're a little overweight, you're not attractive. That's not the case, because I've seen a lot of women that are really, really good looking, really, really good looking. So
all right, thank you.
That's not always the case, but I get what you're saying though, for sure.
I feel like I'm gonna get flamed alive right now. It's all good.
I'm bisexual, so I love
girl, me
women.
too.
I love women.
Yes, all the bisexual.
I think that all women are beautiful. I've had
All women are
relationships with
beautiful.
women that are fit, they are not fit, variety. And I can tell you that personality-wise, the skinniest ones and the most beautiful ones have had a personality that I cannot work with. Me, personally, me.
I think she's kind of just pulling from something, because that's anybody, bro. That's anybody. Like, you can have a woman that's slim and she have a stink-ass personality. You can have a woman that's not slim and she have a good personality, and vice versa. You can have a woman that's slimmer. That has nothing to do with a person being a good or bad person just because they look a certain way. What the fuck? That don't even make sense. Like, what? Let's really like pull that down and really evaluate that, what she just said. Like, that don't even make sense, bro.
So,
Yeah.
Anybody could be that. Like, that's like, it sounds like she's just trying to pull from something. I don't know.
it comes from a place that the way that I grew up, the way that they grew up, thoughts, minds, you surround yourself with people that you like, that is like you. Your personality has more beauty than the way that you look.
I mean, that's
physical looks will
true.
disappear. My grandma, she used to be a very petite, tiny woman, grew up in the Philippines. My grandpa the same way. Now
Yeah, like-
they're a little bigger, they're more comfortable. 50 years later, still in love.
yeah.
My grandpa always makes jokes. Like, when I remember growing up, he was like, this is Burger King and this is McDonald's. I'm the king and I'm loving it. And I'm like, that's my grandpa. He showed me, like, you can appreciate a woman through all the changes, you know? Like,
Exactly.
And that's what I love. Like, I could be, once I get skinny, like, my boyfriend can still love me, but maybe he loves me more because how I am personally.
I think people like to be like, oh, it's always going to be the fit woman is more attractive than the plus size woman. I just don't think that's true. Like, there's a lot of beautiful fit women. There's also
I'm not gonna lie. Wait, hold on.
a lot of not very beautiful ones.
Y'all cannot be confused. This woman right here, slim or thick, that has nothing to do with how a person's personality is. Thank you. Ding dong. Thank you. Exactly. However, back to this video. She sounds like she's saying everything that she knows the crowd or a certain crowd might agree with. She doesn't sound authentic at all. Now, she might believe some of the shit that she's saying, but throughout the whole video, if you're as observant as I am, she sounds like she talks as if she knows this video is going to get a lot of views. That's exactly how she talks the entire time. I don't like that. I don't like it. Like, she really, like, it's just so fake sounding, bro. Like, are you saying this because you truly believe this? Like you really, like, you're for this shit? Like, for real, like, do you stand on what you're saying? You know what I'm saying? Or you just saying it because like, oh, okay, like I know that this crowd is gonna attract this type of crowd and they're gonna love what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like I just want people on my side. And I know this video is gonna get a lot of views. That's how she talks.
Right. You know what I mean? To assume that size will always equal more attractive, I just think is like silly. It's a case by case basis.
But that's true. That is
well,
true.
you can be thin and not healthy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, you can be thin and
the
not
biggest
healthy.
issue I have with what you said, I disagree with you. I think as a fit girl as well, fit girlies, but I still disagree with you because there's beautiful women who are in bigger bodies. Like, I feel like it's an arrogance almost to be like, oh, because I'm fit, I'm more attractive. Like that's, it's ridiculous. And the biggest issue I have was what you said about
that's what she was getting at, though.
To you more just because you're fit. I think that that's basing your worth on a man. And I'm married. As a married woman saying that, I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle.
Basing your worth on a man, that's not what that means. That's not what she was saying. Y'all gotta learn how to understand both people's perspectives and not try to put, just because they're saying something you don't like, you're gonna go ahead and try to put in your own words. And then like that's not what she's. I've been addicted to, reading chat. I've been addicted to food, sugar, caffeine, and nicotine for a couple years now. I always struggle being slim, but I struggle to break these habits. It starts, you gotta start slow, first of all. One step at a time. When it comes to food and sugar, I want you, I'm over here talking on stream, about to give you a whole like life lesson. Like I said, because I'm so passionate about this. But it's just, I'm just give you a quick response. Start off slow, take your time. When it comes to sugar, this is one thing you could change and make different. When you want sweets and you want sugar, try your best to replace that with fruits. And I say this because fruits also are very sweet and they have so much less calories in it than like sugary Little Debbie's and stuff like that. Also, they fill you up. I feel like when you eat apples and grapes, that shit fills you the fuck up. It makes you feel full, even though you're not actually full. It's the liquids in the fruits that you're eating that makes you feel full. So that's one step you could do. Okay, I'm just gonna give that because I want to get back to the stream. However, when it comes back to the video, let's rewind that a little bit. Actually, I kind of lost my.
And I'm married. You're fit. I think that that's basing your worth on a man.
Okay, yeah, that part right there. First of all, that's not what she was saying. She's not basing her worth on a man at all. Second, she's a straight female. I mean, she wants to attract men. So even if it was basing her worth, like basing her getting fit and trying to look good for men, I mean, is she not trying to attract a straight man? She's a straight woman. Well, and what's so bad about that? Even if she was, who gives a fuck about how another person wants to live their life? Even if she was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. She sounds like she just gets her phrases and what she says off of social media. It don't sound authentic either.
As a married
I could be wrong.
I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle of just physical attractiveness. That has nothing to do with if someone else deems you as attractive. It's like just solely based on the physical. So I 100% disagree with you.
I was debating actually stepping forward because of just what society has taught me my whole life is like thin is more beautiful.
This lady, I don't like her.
Had to work.
It's not that I don't like her. I don't like this shit.
So many years. When I was like, 19, 20, I was like, oh, the reason I'm not in a relationship is because I'm fat. Like I need to lose weight and then I'll become in a relationship. Then someone will love me.
No, that's not true. Yeah, that's not true. You shouldn't beat yourself up like that. That I like, nah. Because I feel like it's someone out there for everyone. If you don't believe that, I don't know what world you're living in. Trust me. If you just go outside and just walk the streets of any city that you're in, you'll see that it's someone out there for everyone. I promise you.
So many years. And like my self-confidence was like down here. And I really had to work on unlearning that. And I'm still trying to unlearn that. But like I have learned over the years that people are attracted to different things. So if you ask one person, they're going to tell you, oh, this is what I'm attracted to. And if you ask someone else, they might have a completely different answer. So I think attractiveness is subjective. I think when it comes to society 100% says
skinnier is better.
I mean, I hear a lot of what you're saying, but I'm curious, anybody want to share, like, what is the type of body that you're attracted to?
To men, on men, other, or
Well,
the
I don't know.
opposite?
There's people who are attracted to men. So whether it's men or women, what kind of bodies are you attracted to?
Because I've been smaller and bigger. I am tall. I already am eliminating a majority of people because I'm one taller man than me. But you know what? Somebody on your show, Zach Miko.
Was that the tall guy?
It was the model.
Oh, yeah.
The plus size model? He was
Yes.
very cute.
So
unfortunately married.
So it's like
Plus size model.
He was
yes. So
That's a plus size one. He looks. Bro, y'all just be saying anything's plus size. He don't even look like he plus sized. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know, chat. Does that look plus size? That don't look plus size to me. Looks like a regular model. I don't know.
So unfortunately married. So it's like I have dated some fantastically gorgeous men, but when I feel most comfortable and myself and I can feel just kind of let it all out is a guy that's has some cushion. Gym people for gym people. And, and that kind of seems like unattainable, not my vibe.
No, I appreciate the specificity.
Unattainable. But y'all see how, hold on, you see how like the first one though is a handsome guy that I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like some people, if they believe that's unattainable, it just makes them more comfortable to choose a different type of person, like she said, with more cushion. But I feel like if she felt she can get fit herself, she'll be able to pull or obtain that super handsome guy she was talking about in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's my take.
So I do have a type, but also like I've never dated before. So I'd say like my type goes from
she sounds so sweet.
My type goes from like Prince Eric to Fluffy. Yes, the comedian Fluffy. I just feel like I could like hug him. Like he would give the best hugs and be like the best person.
It's a very wide range.
Yeah, a very wide range
a lot of them fit into
a lot of infinites to that. But like I don't discriminate against like body type or anything like that.
It's funny because for me as a bisexual woman, like what I like in women versus what I like in men is like very different. So men, I'm very much like you. Like dad bods are kind of like what I'm the most attracted to. I don't want someone like super, super big, but I also don't like super skinny or like super, super buff. Like you have a little muscle, that's fine, but like the really buff guys, like not my thing. But for women, I like way more different kinds of women, like thin, big, like I don't know. I'm just way more attracted, I think, when it comes to different kinds of women. Like when I'm swiping on dating apps, like I'll maybe swipe on like 1 in every 20 men, and like women it's like 1 in 5. Women I just think overall are much more beautiful than men. Like even
and we have better profiles. Let's get this.
Yes, that too.
All right, let's reset. It's okay for models to set a high standard for body image. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Yeah.
I did some modeling as a kid.
Hold on. I'm gonna say yes because listen, hear me out. Don't pull out the 9. Hear me out. I feel like models in a way is like bodybuilders. Like you know how bodybuilders is a very unrealistic physique. You cannot maintain that all the time. Weird ass debate right there. No, listen, hear me out. If you know bodybuilders, when they get up on the show, right? They're presenting a physique that you cannot maintain all the time. With models, it's similar to the same thing, right? You cannot sit here and be thin and slim and shit like that all the time, but they make it happen. They can't eat certain ways. They can't drink certain things. They are always slim. They're always this. I'm talking like extreme models, like Victoria's Secret models. Not every single model is like that. I mean, look at Savage. I cannot talk. Savage X Fenty. Okay. She has all type of models, and they all look good as fuck. They all look bad. But we're talking about higher level models, like Victoria's Secret type shit. It's supposed to be something obtainable. It's supposed to be something that's like, ooh, ah, to the eye. You shouldn't easily obtain that. It's like, I don't know if you guys know who C-Bum is. Chris Bumstead in the bodybuilding community. He's a fucking champ. He's a champ. And not anyone can obtain his body. He was on roids and shit for that, or on drugs and all that. He did all of that to obtain his body. It's not supposed to be something any old body can obtain. Like, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be like, ooh, ah, like whatever. Like to the eye. It's supposed to be impressive. Like, and I feel like with Victoria's Secret models, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, it shouldn't be someone you see in fucking Walmart on the fucking stage walking. Like, you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I hope I elaborate on that. That's my take though. So I agree. I agree to that. Now, depending on what area it's in, not so much. But Victoria's Secret, that's just an example I'm using. I think it should be pretty high standard.
And as a teenager and even now as an adult, I did pinup. There's definitely like a high expectation and standard, especially like in runway modeling and things like that, because they push out these clothing and they only do it in certain sizes. There's standards that different companies have that they want to push out certain things. So like for pinups, they want you to look a certain way, they want you to do your makeup a certain way, they want you to dress a certain way for that style. And same thing for like Victoria's Secret, they want to promote lingerie, and there's a standard for each company, and they have to live up to that standard based on what they're trying to promote.
And personally for me, I always looked up to thin people. I always found them very beautiful. I was like, I want to be able to look like a Victoria's Secret model one day. It's okay to have a higher standard of beauty because it makes you want like, oh, I want to work harder on myself to achieve that type of body goal. I might not look exactly like them, like with the hips and everything.
You see, that's a good example. That's motivation right there.
Look something like that.
I think it's okay for models to have a higher standard of beauty because we are attracted to attractive things. The model is selling something. They're being hired to sell something, and they're going to make it, hey, look at this. Look at the dress I'm wearing. And you as a consumer, you don't want to look at somebody that is going to go, ugh. I don't even want to look at that person.
She has a good point. She makes a good point.
Bringing our disagreeers. More disagreeers than I expected.
I completely disagree. I think we all forgot what modeling industry has done for women in our society. I think we kind of went blank for a second. I'm a journalism major. I have my degree in journalism, and growing up with certain magazines, and those women, just because they were thin does not mean they were healthy. Have y'all ever seen America's Next Top Model?
Yes.
Okay, but we're not talking about health right now. That's not the question. That's not the question. The question about body image, not health. We ain't talking about that right now. That wasn't in the cards. We talking about body image. Body image. That's it.
There's a lot of detrimental things that were happening within that society, within that community. And I agree with you. Yes, we all want to look at something aesthetically pleasing, but that varies. Also,
it's a lot of detrimental. Bodybuilding is very detrimental for the body, but it exists. People still bodybuild. People still go on shows. That's not nothing you can maintain all year round. However, the people do it. You know what I'm saying? It messes up your hormones. It messes up this. Messes up that. People still do it. But we're not talking about health right now. We're talking about body image.
Diverse. Right. Hello. So I don't know. We just like blacked out for a second.
It's very diverse now. It was not when I started.
Yeah, but it's not that diverse now either. It's evolving, but I wouldn't.
I think the model industry is. I think it wasn't diverse before, but I think it's pretty diverse now. I mean, it's a lot of like black models, it's a lot of Asian models, it's a lot of Hispanic models, white models. I would say it's not extremely diverse. It's pretty diverse though. It's pretty diverse. Much more diverse than it was a couple years ago though.
As far as saying it's that diverse, but I think that it can be very detrimental as a young woman. I think the body positivity movement kind of was created in juxtaposition because of the modeling industry of the 90s and early 2000s, how toxic that was.
Yeah, I do think we have come a long way, but we still have like much further to go. The average size of the woman in the United States is a size 16. So why are we not seeing that reflected more on runways and modeling and stuff? You know, I also have issues with it when it comes to a lot of plus size modeling too, because a lot of plus size models, they have the curves, but they have no belly. And that's so unrealistic for most plus size women, where it's like, most plus size women, if you are a size 20 like I am, you're gonna have a stomach. And
most of those photos have been photoshopped.
Yeah, or they even put padding on smaller models.
I'm reading chat real quick. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the spirit, and the spirit what is contrary to the flesh.
To make them look bigger. The standards keep changing. How many?
I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry. I just went quiet. I didn't know what to say to that.
show all the different
I'm so
body
sorry,
types
but
for this, to sell one dress.
I see what you're saying.
Sounds like there's a tension between the market. If the data says more
Right.
people clicked on this body, even if it's unrealistic,
Yes.
Exactly.
put that body in the ad.
Yes.
But what you're
Yes.
saying is that's unfair representation of the true customer.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I'll like buy something that I saw on a plus size model who has a flat stomach, and then I put it on, and I'm like, oh, I hate this because it's clinging to like all the wrong parts. I just want to see something that looks. It doesn't have to look exactly like me.
I think for a long time people thought that diversity in sizes wasn't marketable. Like I can't make money from showing all this diversity of sizes, but I think that there are new brands coming like Savage X Fenty with Rihanna. She has proven that you can have diverse bodies and you can still market and sell. And let's be real, most consumers are not the models. They look different.
Women should be fit enough to protect themselves. Will the agreeers step forward?
Agreed.
This is something that I always say. Listen, no shame to people that are thinner, but I just think you're so vulnerable when you're thin. Like if you're petite and you're frail
Girl,
and
shut
you're not
the
strong enough
fuck,
to
bro.
fight back.
Oh my God, bro. Okay, first of all, this is not just about fighting back. Cause she told me something, oh my God, you're so vulnerable when you're thin. First of all, let me tell you this. I'm dipping. Catch me if you motherfucking can. Okay. Okay, that's as simple as that. Vulnerable. Who said I'm fighting a man? Say a man. I'm a fucking victim real quick, and he's trying to attack me. I don't know. Catch me if you can. The fuck. I'm out there. I'm out of there like Sonic. What are you talking about? Excuse me. And I go to the range too. You're not even like I'm gonna shoot you. Straight like that. So what is being small? I'm 5'2", 155 pounds. You think I'm scrapping with a man? Girl, I don't want to hear that. I'm shooting you. Straight like that. Like in those two moments, I'm gonna be King Von. Like what are you talking about? And if not that, I'm running. You're not catching me, bro. Like my cardiovascular health is not that bad. Are you not catching me? Straight like that. So. But being bigger doesn't make you any better. Like, oh my God, just because I'm thin, I'm a fucking victim. Don't get me wrong. Any woman, thin or obese or thin or bigger, it doesn't matter. You still could be a victim. Doesn't matter. But she's like, oh my God, thin people are vulnerable. No, I ain't always true, bro.
I don't think that's safe for you. I'm a proponent of like building muscle. That way you're sturdy. That way if someone tries to come up on me, they're going to feel something.
Right. I think we shouldn't have.
Because even if you do build muscle, you're still at the end of the day, still a woman's a woman. You know what? The one thing that can make you equal out like to a man is a gun. That's the one equal factor. The one thing. But you could be taller. You can be bigger. A man's strength is still a man's strength, bro. No matter what size you are, even if you're a woman and you go build some muscle. That don't matter, bro. It don't matter. Even if you get trained. If a man is 6'2", 270 pounds, he's still a threat. I'm not scrapping with nobody. I don't care how trained I am. I'm not scrapping. You'll never catch me in a fight with a man, bro. If I'm in a fight with a man, something went wrong. My situational awareness was so off. I shouldn't even be in. Like, if you have situational awareness, that alone could save your life as a woman. Because you pay attention to your surroundings. You know what's going on. But you'll never catch me scrapping with no man, bro. Come on now. Whether I build muscle or not, I'm not being as strong as a man. I'm not even getting there. I'm not even 10% there. Like, fuck that shit. I'm pulling out the gat.
It sucks that we're in a society that we do, but we have to.
Yes.
You're prone to danger at any moment. Know some punches, know some locks. I don't know.
Ain't no punches. I'm not fighting no man. It's straight like that. I'm not fighting no man.
Kickboxing, boxing, and Muay Thai. At our facility, like we do offer like women's self-defense classes, and like no matter like what body size you are, I highly recommend every single woman to take at least one class just so you know the basics and just like for your own protection.
No, that I would do.
By a dog once when I was on a walk.
That I would do, but I'm still, even with knowing that information, I'm not fighting no man. You'll never catch me scrapping with no man. The most I would do is learn that to know how to get out of something. Like, just in case I'm, like, trapped in a lock or something. Like, maybe he got me in a lock. I don't know. But I'm not fighting no man. I would go to the range before anything. I promise you. I promise you, I'm going to the range and having a gun on me before anything. That's the only equal factor with a man. It's the only thing.
I came out of this house and it came after me, and I was with a group of friends. Of course, it comes after the big one. Don't get me wrong, but it was scary. I couldn't run away from that problem. But my friends were able to, and that came to my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not good at cardio. I know what I need to prove more on. You need to be able to carry yourself.
I just said that. You need to be able to run. Like she's about to say it too. You need to be able to carry yourself. You should be able to pull yourself up, push yourself, and be able to run the fuck away. I'm gone. You're not catching me. Like that's that.
Right. Like you know, run. Even for you, you need to be able to carry yourself. Right. Pull yourself up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, run.
Even for your kids. You know, an emergency. Your kid is swallowing something and it got stuck, or you know, everything around you needs your full potential energy. So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Everybody work on their own pace and just make sure that you work on things that are going to help you and stay safe because it's dangerous.
Not to be an easy target.
Aside from dogs, which has anyone ever been in a situation where they've had to defend themselves?
I can talk about it because it doesn't hurt anymore, but when I was young, I did get molested, and it's fine. I'm over it. I know it wasn't my fault. See, I work with my brain a lot, so for me,
that bothers me when things happen to a woman and you tell she it's okay. It's not okay. That's not it. Me getting molested, and that's no joke. But women have to live a life, not just women too, but we're talking about women right now. They have to live a life where bad things happen to them and they just throw it over their shoulder. And I don't like that. Like, it's very real for her. And that's not okay. It's not okay that happened at all. You know, it's very sad. But let's continue.
And it was more of a situation where I couldn't move because of everything that was happening around me. And my thoughts were just like, I need to find a way to survive. I need to find a way to push this person from me. And I was 13, so it was like, you know what? Pray. Because there was a cousin sleeping next to me, and I was like, please have her move. Please have her move so I can move. And she did. And as soon as she moved, I found a way to just push him. Like I found a courage to push him off. It came from, I don't know where, but it came. And whatever happened after that. So it is a situation where, as women, we are subject to not just men, but to a lot of people, and where we need to find a way to protect ourselves, and not just us, as we're growing older. Like, we should be showing our children how to and who not to trust, instead of judging them, instead of expecting from them. You should be teaching them to find their way and what works for them, to find a courage to save themselves from whatever is going to be a struggle for them in the future.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that story.
I have abused my body. Will the agreeer step forward?
Personally, for me, I've always suffered with anxiety and depression since I was young. I haven't grown up in the best areas. I used to self-harm in different ways. I suffered with purging and everything, and physically cutting myself. Sometimes I even tempted to burn myself. When I look in the mirror, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? And I was 13, 12, and around this time, I did not like the way I look. I'm not happy right now. And the only thing I have control of, because I don't have money, I can control what I can do to myself. And it wasn't until I gotten older and I started studying mental health, I started studying different ways you can take care of yourself with the resources I had. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not the best at my mind right now. And there's other opportunities I can control those bad thoughts. To let them out.
What were some of the tools that were most helpful to you?
Meditation really was a big thing for me. I loved meditating. Whenever I had those, I call it noise, those just thoughts in my head, just talking. And I'm like, close your eyes, inhale, exhale, and just breathe. Just find your center and calm yourself. That's really helped me a lot.
Addiction is the disease that tells your brain that the problem is the solution. My biggest addiction was food, and and you get a serotonin kick. Everybody has a vice because that's something cheap and fast. At some point, you're not a victim anymore. You're actually doing it to yourself. This lifestyle of this and up and down, and how I even abused myself, how I used to talk to myself, and you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not thin enough, you're never enough. Until I changed the way I spoke to myself, did changes ever happen and maintain.
abuse my body a lot by being an emotional eater. Like I'm a very emotional person. Actually, I just found out last year that I have BPD. Ever since I was a teenager, I have struggled heavily with depression and suicidal thoughts, like all the time. Yeah, I have abused my body over the years, and I'm trying to love myself more, take better care of myself.
Don't try. Just do it.
Well, you say that, but it can be hard.
Make it easy. Make it easy. Make it easy to speak to yourself in a kind way.
Yeah.
I just got upset because you don't want to be on this. You're a gift.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you take that beautiful gift away? How dare you? You're not allowed to do that anymore, okay? You're here. You have to speak to yourself kindly. Yeah. Be nice to yourself. Your family members, how would they tell somebody else that's speaking to you that way to you? And you do it to yourself, that's not okay. Yeah. You can change it. Make a choice.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better over the years that I'm much kinder to myself, and I wish I could like tell my younger self to like.
I am gonna say
this. You
this,
can tell her.
And it might it might sound insensitive, but I'm not being insensitive, because I feel for them really. Because you should never be rude to yourself. You should never be mean to yourself. You should never talk bad about yourself. And even I had phases in my life where I did that. You know what I'm saying? And now I've learned, and over the years, I've learned not to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because no one's perfect. No one's perfect at all. And once you come to the reality, like once your mind comes to the reality of like, bro, who gives a fuck? Who cares? You really start to feel better, you know? But I am going to say this, though. When you do look good, you feel good. And I feel like a lot of problems that these people are having, or a lot of people I even personally know, if you physically change yourself, which is very much possible, that would probably fix a lot. Because no matter what anyone says, I don't give a fuck about what anyone says about this, what I'm about to say. When you look good, you do feel good. When you start to see, first of all, when you do more cardio, it's literally a fact that makes you feel better about yourself. That makes you feel better. Like that, what's it called? That adrenaline, all of that rush, it just makes you feel better. When you're after you get done a workout, it makes you feel better. It brings up your mood. But when you start to see that progress day by day and week by week, month by month in the mirror, like, yo, I'm putting in all this work. I feel good about myself. Working out improves your mental health. Mm-hmm. So imagine being on a routine. Imagine seeing your body, like your progress, come into play. Imagine seeing all that. You trust you're going to feel better about yourself. All those negative things that you say about yourself, day by day, week by week, month by month, is going to start going away. It's going to start going away more and more. And now you're going to start saying good shit. Like, yo, I'm putting in that work. Yeah, I feel good. Like, look at the progress we made. Like, wow, like, I look good. I look in the mirror and I love what I see. Week by week, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to continue making excuses for yourself, you're not going to get better. You're not going to get better. You have to be very realistic with yourself. You cannot be delusional. You can't. The only time you should be being delusional is if you look in a mirror and you see a image that you want to be like. So you have to picture it before anyone else pictures it, if that makes any sense. So in that way, you got to be delusional. But when you look good, you do indeed feel good. I digress. Let's get back to the video.
Tell her right now.
Oh,
you can tell that baby right now. She's good enough and she's meant to be here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm like, I just want to give you a hug.
Everyone's good enough and everyone's meant to be here. Everyone's meant to be here. Don't be rude or mean to yourself. Don't be evil to yourself. Don't tell yourself bad shit. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when you look good, you do indeed feel good. Love yourself, though. Love yourself how you are now. Just work on being healthier. That's all I'm saying.
I was an emotional
I love her.
eater
She's so
too.
sweet. She's so
still
sweet.
am an emotional eater. I'm working on it so much, but like when I was getting bullied in middle school, like I was getting called fat and all these things, and I was literally getting notes handed to me saying that I was like a fat whale. It really
Bro, kids are so
messed me
fucking
up, and it
mean.
made
Kids are
me,
so mean, bro.
attempt suicide a few times, and I was
That's
I
sad.
was 12 years old, and it wasn't until after I attempted and my family found out, because now I don't
Damn.
think that way anymore. That's why I'm such a huge like advocate for mental health and just like love
Shout out to
yourself.
her.
You have to love yourself in order to change things that you want to change.
Okay, I know you haven't spoken.
I just said that.
Can I bring in with this? For the people who came in that disagreeers with this prompt, what have been the most valuable tools or resources in your life to not abuse your body?
I think of like the highest version of myself, and I try to show up as her every single day. It's when I have dark thoughts or when things are hard, I'm like, okay, the highest version of Alyssa, like she's a baddie, she's disciplined, you know, she loves herself, and I kind of show up as her.
I 100% agree with that. I'm a very big believer in like if you say things out loud and manifest them, then they will come true, because eventually you do end up getting like that mentality switch, right? Like if you wake up and the first thing that you say to yourself like in the mirror is like, I'm ugly, you know? That's what you're gonna go about your entire day believing,
That's true.
you know? But maybe like writing something down, like having it like on the mirror and stuff, and starting every morning like smiling and with like positivity, then you'll carry that energy like through the entire day, the entire week, the entire month, and eventually like your entire life.
If you have a network of people that if you're feeling any kind of emotion or going through anything, having that kind of community to help you figure out how you can go about this without doing some detrimental harm to yourself, I think it's really amazing. And again, a privilege that I was able to have that. And if nothing else, I hope anyone watching this can really see and empathize, and like, you can't just look at someone and be like, oh, they're this and that, or they're lazy, or they don't work hard enough. Like, I think this conversation has just been so illuminating for me, and I hope it's illuminating for everybody.
For me,
She loses me every time she talks, I swear. Like I said, it sounds like she's saying what she has to say because she knows this video is going to be on YouTube and because she knows this video is going to get a lot of views. I don't know. That shit confused the fuck out of me.
also just adding to like what helped me get out of the depression that I had was I sat down and I cried. I would cry in my room and acknowledge the things I needed to change, even though it was going to cost me. And I had supporters like my family. My sister's my biggest supporter. I love you with all my heart. And you really need to work on yourself. Make a better choice.
Definitely.
Change your body if it's necessary, if you can, but be healthy, because we're not getting any better. This world is just gonna get harder. So we need to be healthy and prepared for whatever we need to do, you know? So yeah, work out safely, and you know, everybody, we hope you're healthy for like the longest time, because man.
I definitely agree with like letting out a good cry, because I was an emotional eater.
I cried a lot.
I was such an emotional eater. Like I held all of my emotions in, and what I would do is I would eat instead of letting that emotion out and recognizing the emotion. And it wasn't until like I let out that cry, I reached out to the people.
Yeah, you reach out for help.
You reach out to the people that you trust and you feel the safest with. And I did that I started to realize like, oh, I need to change this. It isn't healthy to go to the food instead of going to the people. You got to go to your people.
I agree with that.
The day after my mom passed, I just came back, literally dressed.
Yes,
I
support
took
system.
a plane back to California to be with my family while she was in her coma. And that day, I was just like, you know what? My mom's gone. I want to be gone. You know, and the only person I really trust and love and care for and adore is my grandma. She is my rock. And I remember looking at her like, we got home, I'm like, Grandma, I'm done. This is it. And she told me, and this is the only thing that keeps me going till this day, is the moment you're gone, I lost you, I lose your mom, I have no one. And reaching out to my grandma and telling her like, I'm ready to just end it, it made me realize like, if I keep hurting myself, I'm not just hurting myself, I'm hurting the people who love me the most. Making sure like, you know, when you're going through your hard spot, just know like, you're not alone in that. There's people around you who do truly love you, and they want you to reach out to them and tell them like what's going on with you. So I always recommend that.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
What she said, don't ever apologize.
Ever, especially as a woman. Stop apologizing.
I love that.
Thank you all so much for the vulnerability and for sharing your opinions through the discussion. Thank you guys for watching Middle Ground. Subscribe, Watch more Middle Ground, listen to Radical Empathy, and leave a positive or thoughtful comment because these folks are human. All right, thanks all.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
GG's. That was a good video. That was a good video, and this was a good conversation.